this tutorial I'm just going to show you something quick. I'm going to show you how to add a layer and how to insert gradients and the fill effect on that layer. So, say for example I wanted to add a layer on here. I don't like this background, I want to do something different, I want to change the colour of it, just to see how these stand out. What I would do is go to where I want to put the layer, okay, and then I'll go down to these tools down here. Now, adding layers, this one adds a layer. This one makes a group, which I'll explain in a later tutorial. This one creates an adjustment layer, which will be explained in a later tutorial. This one adds a layer mask, which I'll go over later. Adds a layer style and links layers. So to add a layer, all I do is click on this one, create a new layer, and it calls it there. Now really, as I'm going through this, guys, I should have been naming these. So to rename this, you click on it once, then twice. And it comes up like that. So that would be my background. This would be, sorry for a sec. Animal 1. Animal 2. This would be my border. Okay. So to add a colour, what I need to make sure I do is click on the layer I want to add the colour. And what we've got here is we've got two options. We've got a gradient and a paint bucket. Paint bucket tool is here. And if we want to change the colour, all we do is we go down to here. We can pick a colour from here using the slider. Or we can take a colour from the screen. And see, it gives us that dropper tool. So wherever I move, I can pick a colour that I like. I like that colour. And it finds it for me. Click OK. Paint bucket tool. Then we just click on the layer and click fill. And that's as easy as it is. Now, good thing about the fill tool, guys, when you do this, and this applies to all layers, is that you can change how much fill we get. So, using the slider here, it gives us, if we might want to add like a white, or it makes it more or less. So we can add the see-through colours, which is quite good. The same works with the opacity as well. But really, the opacity only really works if you're using fill. You'll focus on that using the fill effect there, this tool. But for example, we might want to make this animal sort of semi-transparent, and you can see that opacity allows us to do that by pulling it down by changing this. So it looks like they're a bit ghost-like now. Now this is really good when you're putting, for example, two different images on top of each other. And what I'll do at the end is I'll show you an example, because I'll make one quickly and show you what I mean by that. So okay, so there's a layer. That's how I'd add one colour. If I want to add a gradient, again I'd hold down this, go to fill, gradient tool. And at the top it gives us some options, the sort of gradient that we want. So do I want one going from one colour to the next, one that's got a circular colour, an angle, reflective, diamond. And again we've got opacity to see how much we can have on the screen, and different colour modes. So do we want it to be colour, saturated, hue. And these are things that you should play with, and it will give you some nice effects. When I pick the colour, right, in here we've got a drop down, and we've got loads of different gradients that we can pick from. And also in this menu here, there's loads of others at the bottom that you can load up to view. So you can pick a gradient like this that we might want to use, and all we do, like that one, okay, click on the layer, and all I do is I drag with the mouse button and a line. Let's just change that a sec, 2 secs. And what we can see here is that it's giving us a bit of a gradient. Now it's a bit strange, isn't it? I wonder why has it done that? Anyone got any ideas? Just chuck that in the bin, let's make a new layer. Add our gradient. There we go. See that? Yeah, it works. Wherever we draw our line, changes the angle of the gradient. So you might want to, though, set up your own gradient. Okay, and your own colour. So to do that, you do the following. So you're going to do the following to set up your own gradient. Go here to go new gradient. Call it what you want. So call it pink to red. Okay. What you can see is when you've done that, it adds it down the bottom. So it adds it there. So we click on it first of all, and then we go go over to the colour in here, and you click on it. Now, what it does, guys, when this loads up is it gives you, if you want, what sort of gradient you want and how smooth. I wouldn't worry about these now. And what it does, it gives you these markers. Okay, so basically these markers reflect how much the colour moves in your gradient. So for example, we can see that we've got a blue one there, and we can pull it, move it, and see that the blue changes. Same with the yellow, where the yellow spot is, and the final blue spot. So, and these ones reflect how the blend. So we can have a sharp blend, or we can have a blend that goes on for a long time. So to add other markers, all you do is you click on the screen, and it gives you a black square like this to add other colours. Now, to remove them, again, you just pull it off the screen and let go. So what did I say? Pink to red. So on this, let's go pink. I double clicked, by the way, on that to do that. I want a red one in here, double click again to red. I'll go to pink. I'm going to use the same pink as I picked over here, so which is a bit annoying, but it won't let me. So what I might need to do is look at the colour. Now you can see the colour in here. Colour code is that for that pink. So let's just copy that, Command and C. Go into there. Command and B to copy it. Click OK. So they're exactly the same. Let's go for a nice blend. And a nice blend here. Okay. Quick done. Okay, done. Now, drawing that in. There's my cut. There's my gradient I just created. Looks quite good. Oh. In a bit of a sec. It's making you layer and do it again from scratch. And there you go. There's the gradient I just created. So again, you can do that for lots and lots of different colours. You might use it. You might want to put it on top of here. Make the fill. Change the fill of it to give you some different colours. See that that's giving me a red and a pink on the background, etc, etc. So it's a good thing to use within, especially when you're making a magazine or your print products.